Right then, hello to them, the MACKEM Cabbie and Davey show. How you doing, Davey and Rosie? You all right? Well, Davey, I take it you were at the game. Enjoy it, eh? I wasn't expecting that, mind you know. Was not. He did, and to be fair, he stuck with Meander, and he obviously sees something, and it paid off. So you've got to give your hats off to Regis Labrie as well, haven't you? He was superb, wasn't he? It was class. It was good. I was so pleased for him when he took his goal. Like, oh no, I know, but it was like, to be fair, he had a look. He had that little glance, didn't he? Aye. Yep. Because I know it was absolutely class. I mean, you're right about that first touch. You getting no sound from Davey? Well, that seems to be strange because I can hear him absolutely fine. Rosie, can you speak? Can you hear? Um, no sound from Davey. No sound. That's really strange. Hold on a second. No sound from Davey. Davey's as muted. Let's have a look. I don't think Davey is muted. Let's sort this out then. And Rosie's not muted. No sound from Davey. Right, let's sort this out then. 2 seconds. I'm sure it was just something little. So just bear with us a second. I don't know what's going on tonight. Bear with us a second. We will get something sorted here. The bugs of the internet. Voice and chat. No sound from Daisy. It's weird because I can hear Davey and Rosie fine. Let's have a look at this then. Input. Right, let's have a look at this, see if we can sort that out. Gremlins, my goodness me. Can you guys speak? Can you hear me?
1 2
Yeah.
1 2.
1 2, yeah. Right, just let me know in the chat if you can hear everybody, people. I don't know what's going on. David is muted. I've just changed the setting here. There shouldn't be any.
1 2 1 2.
There shouldn't be any problems there, mind. Let's have a look. Gremlin says, Cabbie, can hear you, Cabbie. Input, output. Oh, you've got sound now. That's fantastic. That's all I want to hear. Hey, we've sorted.
Right, champion.
We've sorted. It's just one of those things. I've got a new microphone, so hopefully I'll sound a lot better now. So it's maybe done something to the settings, but I've sorted it. So yeah, Davey, we were talking about, if anybody's just joined, we were just talking about the win, and Davey was on about how good Meander was, and you were saying, weren't you, his touch was vital, that first touch.
Oh, The first touch made the goal. Because if it wasn't a Segodi, he would have been caught up and it would have been a different scenario. But his first touch just got him away from the centre half straight away. And he was in. He had control of the ball all the way to the edge of the box. And like you say, he looked up, took his time and just clipped it in.
It was class. I mean, that little glance he had to see in that, like,
Yeah.
I mean, do you agree, Rosie? Did you go to the game or did you watch it? Or
I was watching it on Sky, and like I'm actually surprised as you guys, because that was just a different kettle of fish. We put our minds into that game and showed that we can do it. Because for Mienda's goal, that took a deflection off their captain Robinson.
Yeah.
And it was just fantastic. And then the assist, what Mienda did to Isidore, that was just the icing on the cake. Because he proved that he can play decent.
Oh, he's tremendous the whole game.
And he actually deserved to be man of the match.
Aye.
Game.
And going on to Isidore, Cabbie.
Yep.
That goal he scored was absolutely Premier League class, that, without a shadow of a doubt.
Totally agree. Do you know what? What I've noticed with Isidore, and it's a little trick he does, he seems to slow down on purpose to give the defenders the impression that, the chance is gone.
Aye. And that burst of speed for that first couple of yards.
Aye.
That took him past him, but also the control he had after that to just get his body shape to stroke it into the bottom corner was a fantastic goal.
He scored a couple like that, from that angle.
Yeah,
there was
a fantastic finish. A fantastic. If that had been Salah doing that, they would have been talking about it all week.
I don't know what match it was. But I think we were away from home, but Isidore, he broke clear of the pack and he was like one-on-one. And
Hull.
Was it Hull? And once again, the defender was just about to catch up with him, and then he dropped a gear, didn't he?
Yeah, and then just dinked it out of the keeper.
Because, I mean,
He's a good finisher,
Oh, a hell of a good finisher. But, I mean, he took it... It looked as if he took it wide. And I think you must have thought as well as you, Rosie, that the chance has gone, he's gone too far wide here. He just seemed to, like put his foot down like a little Ferrari. Boom, cut inside, left the defender for dead. Thank you very much.
Because I'm trying to work out which game it was where Isidore actually backheeled the ball into the net.
Blackburn,
aye. Oh, he's a good finisher.
Me, I actually think that we will actually sign him permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I? I'm just going to say hello to the folk in the chat that's joined us.
Mm-hmm.
David Joblin, hello, says Red and White Army, top 2. Good evening, Stuart, Davey, Rosie, Happy New Year. I hope you can hear me better because of the fact I've now got a new microphone from my son.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Walton says, Happy New Year to you all. Here we go. Mackem on a Mission says, evening, you fine specimens. Colin Major is in the house. Hello, Colin.
No, Colin!
He's fine and dandy. Where we go? Dougie Stewart, hello Dougie, and hello SJ, says I can hear you both now. Happy New Year to all three of you. Mackem on a Mission says, good addition to the channel Rosie is, lads. She says she actually knows her stuff, so it must be 90% of women who can only make a sandwich at their limits, he says. says Mackem. SJ says Sheffield United wanted to attack and we played a different formation, and 4-4-2 was the perfect formation against their defence. And against Portsmouth, we'll play a different formation again, as they'll play a low block, which we struggle against. Well, we'll come on to the Portsmouth match later on. Talk about the Luke O'Neill own goal. He was unlucky, wasn't he?
I was. It got deflected. He'd already positioned his body for the first effort.
Yeah.
And the deflection just took it like to another part of his body, and he just he couldn't get out of the way of it, could he?
A lot of Sunderland fans on the day, on my channel and stuff, though, they didn't see that it took a wicked deflection and a totally wrong-footed Luke O'Nien, and before he could even thinking about adjusting himself, he's already headed it into the back of the net. Yeah. Do you agree, Rosie? There's nothing he could have done about that?
No, there was nothing he could do. It was like bobbling around, and then when it took that deflection, there was no way of him trying to parry it away, and it went in the net. But at the end of the day, we still got 3 points, even though that O'Nien gave a known goal. But my thing is that the Sheffield United player, in my own opinion, I think he went down too soft in the penalty box. Because how on earth, when our player got pulled down against Stoke, we didn't get a penalty, but then as soon as Sheffield United went down on their game, they get a penalty.
Yeah, 2 seconds, guys. Just keep chatting amongst yourselves. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Aye, they were both penalties. Though the one at Stoke City was a penalty, but the referee didn't say it, or apparently didn't say it. But they were both penalties. They should have been given as penalties. That one at Stoke was definitely a penalty.
Yeah.
But he saved it anyway, so.
That save from Patterson was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just frustrating that the referee didn't miss the O'Nien's pull and the fact when it was happened to MACKEM at Stoke, it wasn't even looked at. You know,
yeah.
It just goes to show you, doesn't it? It swings and roundabouts with your decisions.
I mean, really, the referee cocked up because he should have booked O'Nien for that. Like,
did he not? Do you know? I didn't even know that. Did O'Nien not even get booked?
No, he didn't get booked for that. He got booked later on in the second half when he took that lad out who was clean on goal.
He's very lucky, O'Nien, like, isn't he? Because when you think about
it's definitely a book, and if he gives the penalty, he's got to book him because it's a goal scoring opportunity, wasn't it?
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that handball he did at Ellen Road. And then he joked on to the Leeds fans about it, saying like his hand sore. And then that jump up and catch the ball away to Watford. He survived getting sent off there, so he's a lucky lad, like.
Aye.
I've seen a lot of the Sunderland comments, and a lot of them have been harsh. You know, they're saying like Luke O'Nien's a liability and all that, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, man, give your head a shake.
I like that all the time, man. They didn't need much of an excuse to get onto Luke's back. It's always been like that.
There's no wrong with the lad, for God's sake. If everybody give as much as what he did, great God, he would have 5 points clear at the top.
Cabby, they're the same with Dan Neil. They can't wait to get on his back.
Dan Neil didn't put a foot wrong on New Year's Day.
I tell you what, Dan Neil and Bellingham were the orchestrators of that performance, because without them playing so well, we would have been overrun in midfield, like, because we only have 2 in the middle. We normally have 3.
Excuse me, and we forget, we did that with a bare bones of a side.
Aye?
Yeah.
You know? And even the Leeds fans, I've watched their podcasts and stuff, they're now taking notice of they're now saying, here, we need to keep an eye on Sunderland and this Isidore, like. Isidore, you know.
I mean, it's great. It was great for the strikers, right? Great. It was great on Wednesday night. But if everybody had been fit, that he wouldn't have played that system, like. Not Catnell's chance.
How well did it work, though?
It did. It just... But he wouldn't have played it, Cabby. He would have had Rigg in and he would have had Mundell in if everybody had been fit.
I mean, every time we went forward, we looked dangerous.
Looked like we were going to score, didn't we?
You know, and Meander, when he was scoring at the opposite end from the Roker end, you know, that was a good chance. He hit it straight to the keeper, didn't it?
He snatched at it, didn't he? He should have just struck it in the corner.
You know, but saying that, I didn't think Sheffield United really posed much of a threat, to be honest with you. I thought Patterson was outstanding, especially when he came out when we were at our most vulnerable in the last 4 minutes of the game. And he came out with that. It was a brave come out because it was feet flying all out, and Pato just dove in head first, grabbed the ball. And there was just a bigger roar when Patterson caught that ball than when Isidore scored, because we knew then that as soon as Patterson's going to kick the ball out, it's full time.
I think we caught Sheffield cold with that formation, and the manager didn't adjust quick enough, and we just caught them cold. We didn't expect us playing that formation.
No, but I was impressed how quick Sunderland broke. The fact, yes, Sheffield United made 2 really bad mistakes that allowed us to break for the 2 goals, but you've still got to follow that on. And we did that with speed and precision. And, what were you saying, Rosie? Sorry?
Basically from kickoff, the first 2 chances we had, where the goalkeeper saved it, it showed that we was there to give Sheffield United a good fight, and not let our chances go unmissed. But the game was absolutely fantastic. I'm actually looking forward to the game on Sunday against Portsmouth. Even though that'll be a tough one because they beat Swansea 4-0.
They're putting up some good results, string of results together at Portsmouth, but Sunderland are just gonna have to get on with their own game. Do you know what I mean? Anybody keeping an eye on the darts? What's the scoreline there? Do you know?
It's not started yet. They've just come out.
Oh, they'll probably start at 9 o'clock and that, won't they?
It'll be interesting which way it goes on Sunday, won't it?
It will. What did you message Total Sport tonight, Davey?
No.
Somebody called Davey from Durham. You're from Durham, aren't you?
Aye, but there is a Davey from Durham often texts us in.
Aye, because what was the atmosphere like at the stadium? Like, was I a bit wrong for saying it seemed really, really quiet, or?
You picked the wrong game. It was all right on Wednesday night because there was a lot to shout about.
Aye.
But I know exactly where you're coming from, because I've said the same as you. When it's a dull game, the crowd are as dull as the player.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get behind the team like some teams, you know. I will go berserk when there's something to go berserk about.
Aye.
But Gary Bennett wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it, would he? He says, the atmosphere was fine. Well, he's wrong, like.
No, it's... I mean...
Him and Barnsley have complained many a times about saying it's quiet.
Well, sometimes all you hear is Barnsley and Benno talking about empty seats and this and that and the other. So it's clearly... You know, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, Barnsley gets excited, doesn't he, when he can't stop when he gets near the attendance announcement. He says,
I was really surprised how many people were there, like, considering there was no public transport. It was a tremendous effort.
It was, especially for the Sheffield United fans and all. I mean...
Why? Tremendous.
You know.
I was watching one of the Sheffield United podcasters who put one of their videos up of the game. And when they was doing the silence to remember all the people who's lost their lives.
Yes.
They was singing all the way through it.
Aye.
Yeah, I noticed that because some of the fans had took their video footage from the Sheffield United end, and there were, I'm not saying everybody, but there was a hell of a number of them singing and chanting. It's like they're just all them type of fans are doing is they're just pulling their own club down. They're not doing they're not doing themselves any favours at all doing that. You know, so if they want to continue to pull the club down and give themselves a bad name, you know, just let them carry on. But it was funny, and they were also talking. It depends on where you sit, and Benno was saying we're quite high up at the back there, and apparently it's not Benno's wristwatch you can hear; it's the stopwatch of Barnsley. But But the only time I really heard Sunderland singing was the full-time whistle.
Aye. Oh, it went berserk then, didn't it?
But I do think there's a bit of nervousness in that stadium because the fact,
Aye,
like, you know, the nearer we get to the top two, right?
Just a quick one. Luke Littler's took the first leg.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah.
Oh, your chips arrived? He's some boy. But yeah, the more we claw back into the top two, you know, the more the hope that kills you. And I just think it creates more anxiety, more excitement, because it's like, it is a big thing, isn't it, going into the Premier League?
Oh, aye.
And if we can keep up, because let's face it, we're keeping in touch with the top two. There's no doubt about that. There's going to be that tension at the stadium of like, because there's so much to lose now. I mean, if we were just sort of middle of the table and we were like, you know, but because every game matters now massively now, especially this Portsmouth game coming up.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be hard, if not harder than the Sheffield United game.
Yeah.
It's going to be completely different. It's going to be just a completely different setup. I think Portsmouth will come and defend.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be the same again if they score 1-0 up and they get they're 1-0 up, and you can just see it being really sort of a tense atmosphere at the stadium, like, can't you?
Yeah. We've got to try and get the first goal, and that'll completely change the shape of the game.
Oh God, aye. But I keep on saying this. It's like when we're on fire and we've got all our full strength squad. Like I say, we can beat anybody in this division.
All right. Oh, we've got nobody to fear.
No, we haven't. I'm going to catch up on the chat if that's okay with you lot.
Yeah.
Pastor Alex is in the house. He says, he says, Davey, he says, I was told it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Is it your birthday today, Davey?
Oh, not my birthday. No.
Well, Pastor, I don't know where you're getting that from.
Pastor, man, get a grip.
Somebody's sending you wrong smoke signals, I think, there, mate. Steve Taylor is in the house. Hello, Steve Taylor.
Davey boy.
He says, good evening, guys. He says, what's your thoughts on the young Stockport centre forward, Louis Barry? I've not really heard much about him. Have you heard much about Louis Barry, I presume?
No. I mean, I've heard the reports, but I haven't looked into them yet. I only look at them on YouTube when I know they're coming.
Aye. Well, we're at that time of year, aren't we, where more rumours. I've even heard rumours that Joffrey could be coming back to Sunderland.
Aye.
What was his name again? Do you know who I'm on about from Leeds?
Hot.
Aye. I didn't mind him. I thought he had a cheeky attitude. I thought...
He's done now since he went back, man. He doesn't get a sniff at Leeds, does he? Doesn't get any game time at all.
He doesn't. So, rumours there that the fact like could Joffrey be returning back to Sunderland. But we're going to get more. We're going to get loads of rumours, aren't we? These next...
It's
going to be Banana-Rama Central, isn't it? I heard a rumour. Crikey. Topsy T. Sorry, Rosie, what are you going to say, Pet?
So, the two what we signed in the summer transfer window, Abdullahi and Samid, both of them back on they're actually officially on the training field now, getting ready to join into the first team.
Yeah, can't come quick enough. But yet again, I mean, I don't think he'll put them straight into the pack because, I mean, if we're starting to win games again, does he really upset the balance of the side as much, fetching them in because we don't know what they're like?
If they're fit, they might play in the Stoke game.
That's a good shout, Davey. The FA Cup game.
Because he'll make 11 changes for that.
That is a good shout, that, mind. That could be a good training session for them at the Stoke match, can't it?
I mean, Moore will play. Johnson will probably play.
Give Bellingham a rest.
Hume will probably have to play like.
I would give Bellingham a rest, do you think?
Bellingham and Neil will get a rest.
the only one who's not back until April is Alan Brown.
No.
Yeah, you don't hear many Sunderland fans saying, "Oh, he's a massive miss," do you either?
No.
Right, let's catch up on some. We've got loads of messages coming through. Topsy T says, "Good evening, lads and Rosie. Hope yous all had a lovely new year and enjoyed the well-deserved win against Sheffield United." MACKEM on a mission says, "I fell for someone telling me a Russian billionaire had put a bid in for us today. Didn't realise till I told my mate the name. Was it Ruben Ripper Makimov?" Oh dear. Tell him he should be sweeping this. He should be on the stage sweeping it. John smiles. Hello, John. He says Pato played really well. He says even got kicked a bit. He did play well. I've got to give him that. SG also says we've also got to stop with tugging on players' shirts. He says I know all players do it, but we're giving the refs an easy decision if we keep on doing that. Topsy T says it winds me up. Everyone's saying it was a weak penalty when in fact Pato's positioned himself well and made a good save. It was a bit of both, I find. I thought it was a poor penalty by Kiefer Moore, and I also thought it was just as good a save. You know what I mean? It was a good save by Pato, but it was a very poor penalty by Moore. Put it this way, at Bramall Lane, I thought Roberts' penalty was a hell of a lot better than Moore's, and we still got our penalty saved. But how ironic is that? It's like they missed a penalty at ours. It's crazy, isn't it? You couldn't make it up.
No.
Topsy also says, "09's had one bad game." He says, "Give the lad a break." He says, "Same people were gobbing off, putting down Meander. Will have been patting him on the back the other night." SJ says, "Topsy, all fans are fickle. We just get frustrated because we want the team to do well."
I mean, Luke 09 had a bad first half, but his second half, he was sound like. He had to be, or we wouldn't have won the game.
No, he was. Topsy says we looked very good on the break, very dangerous as well. Don't think Sheffield United could cope with it at all. Dougie also says, "What's the best game Meander has had this season?" He says, "Was the best game Meander had this season played in his natural position?" He's presuming about the Sheffield United game because he was played, wasn't he? He was moved.
Yeah, I mean, he just had a tremendous game. He just looked stronger, didn't he?
Do you think so, Rosie? Do you think he looked a different player against Sheffield United? That suited him?
To the games against Blackburn in that, it was just fantastic. He actually showed what kind of skills he has, and it was absolutely brilliant.
It was great to see, and I liked the way when he scored as well. He sort of stood, didn't he? And he just looked at the sun and fans, and I thought, that's it, Meander. Drink it all in, get that confidence flooding into your body, and your mind. It's gonna, you know what I mean. Keep at it. And I like what Gabby Dean's where he put it. He says football players are like etch-a-sketches. He says it can be messy. He says, but you just shake it and you've got a blank screen ready for the next game.
You've got to move on. It's no good dwelling on anything.
And that's what he did. I mean, let's face it. I mean, nearly a full house. You know what I mean? If he thought there was pressure at Blackburn, imagine the pressure on him at home. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to give him the pat on the back for putting that away. Didn't care what anyone says.
Like me, because I play football for a disability football team, and if I don't score, I just keep my head held high, and then just go into the next game and try my best.
Well, yeah, you've got to, haven't you? You simply have to. Because, I mean, that wasn't an easy chance for Meander. I didn't think. I mean, he's still...
No, you had to do everything right.
Aye.
First, like I say, the first touch made the goal. If he gets that first touch wrong, different scenario.
We'll put it this way: he hit the sweet spot with his first touch, didn't he? He couldn't have.
It set it up lovely for him.
Perfect. Yeah, you can't fault it.
I mean, I tell you who else surprises. I've never been his biggest fan, but I think that Adil Ashish has done really well these last 2 or 3 games.
Yes, there were. I don't know if it was on Total Sport tonight, but they were saying he's just going to get more and more popular with the fans if he carries on the way he is.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at his work rate. It's something he hasn't shown in the previous games, but he just worked his socks off on Wednesday night, and he had to, mind you, because of the system. But really surprised by him, and good on him. Like they reckon he's a revelation in training. He's a completely different player.
Well, we've said, haven't we? Because he's only really been like an impact sub.
Yeah.
He just did not stop, did he?
No, he has been tremendous.
The only thing I would say he has to do, he has to have more spatial awareness. He's like he runs with the ball, but he just needs to have that look up and have it to be aware where his players are. It's like when he wish he just crossed that ball 5 seconds earlier, and that had goal nearly written all over it. If you know the chance I'm on about, you know, it was screaming for a ball to be played across the box, but he carried on.
Plus, that system we played on Wednesday night suits him. Like it suits him because it gives him more space and room and time.
Oh yes.
Whereas when we play with a 3 and he's one of the 3, he's got to do things a lot quicker. And sometimes he gets caught on the ball, doesn't he?
He does. But if he carries on the way he's going, then you know he's got to keep playing, hasn't he?
Aye.
You know.
I don't know what he'll do on Sunday. Like I'm normally pretty clued up and know what he's going to do, Regis, but I honestly didn't know. He must be reluctant to remove Eliza away from the middle, but then again, I cannot see him playing 2 up top on Sunday.
It's going to be interesting. What formation would you like him to play on Sunday?
Well, it's a totally different game because, again, Sheffield played a high line and they just went man for man with our 2 speed merchants.
Yeah.
That'll not happen on Sunday. The space will not be there behind the back line. There'll not be any space like there was on Wednesday night. They're going to play with a low block. 2 low blocks they'll play with.
It's going to be a packed penalty area every time we go forward, isn't it?
There'll not be any space for any balls over the top like we played on Wednesday.
Oh, no. Well, I know what you're saying.
It's a waste of time playing 2 up top because they're just going to get crowded out.
The last thing you want to do is going down the wing and putting in high, slow crosses in because they'll just eat that. They'll just clear that all night long.
Aye. I think he'll revert back to his 4-3-3, but where does that leave Mienda and where does that leave Adil Ashish? I don't know what he'll do.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's like, how do you break down when everybody's behind the ball? I mean, there's no room. You know, do you get your shots in and just if it's packed, then it could just deflect anywhere? You didn't know. But yeah, we'll wait and see anyway. Anyway, Topsy's on about the atmosphere at the stadium. He says, exactly, Dave. He says the fans need to be more consistent as the atmosphere has fallen off a cliff lately.
Yeah, it has. We've been talking about it for months, haven't we?
We have, aye. We have. And Dougie's also says, the atmosphere has never been the same since you could stand with all your mates at Roker Park.
Aye, that's it. That's it. That's a good point, that. Since they brought the seats in, people who've stood together for years all got separated, didn't they?
Aye. Well, many a times I was bobbing up and down and singing and jumping about in the Fulwell end and the Roker end, and you know, even when we were losing and we were playing crap, there was a few good couple hundred of us in the Roker end, and we're just playing silly buggers, just dancing and singing, but it was great.
Well, the Fulwell end was the chanting end, wasn't it? The people went there to sing. There isn't any of them ends these days.
No, I know. At the Fulwell end, the chanters bit, I remember it was like caged at the back, right at the back, in the middle, the middle row.
Where the letters of Sunderland were. Can you remember them lit up?
Aye. You walked up the steps from the Fulwell end, the big steps, And
Yeah.
it was the first block you seen, and it had like a higher cage going around it.
Aye, that's right.
I mean, mate Jason Webster used to say it to me. He says, "Oh, Stu, were you coming in here?" And I didn't like crowds. I thought, "The hell am I going in there?" Because even when there was like an hour before kickoff, we used to always go there early, Roker Park, because I loved the atmosphere and the build-up. But the Chanters was always packed right from the off.
Aye.
I wouldn't gone in. I says, "I'm not going in there."
So, what was Roker Park like?
It was a total different kettle of fish. Fantastic. It was
the noise was amazing. Like noise, it was not, you just didn't get noise like that now at football games, do you, Cabbie?
You didn't. I mean, it's not just the Roker Park; it's the whole build-up of getting to the match as well. You know, walking on a cold night and seeing them 4 massive towering floodlights with a beam of lights shining down and blokes shouting, "Yay, programs!" You could hear them shouting on the corner streets.
People didn't get to the pub for 2 or 3 hours like they do now, did they?
No, they didn't.
You know, that didn't happen then.
Like I say, we used to turn up. Say if it was like a night game, 8 o'clock kickoff or something like that. 7:15 or 7 o'clock, if not 6:30. Sometimes me and my mate used to go in because we just used to love being at Roker Park under the floodlights. It was just amazing.
It was,
You know, and you've been freezing your bollocks off, like, but you're holding on to your little plastic cup of Bovril to try and keep you warm.
It was always cold, wasn't it, at Roker Park?
Oh God, was it not? There wasn't a warm bit in it at all. But even the afternoon games, Rosie, it was quite funny because at 3 o'clock kickoffs used to start getting dark a lot earlier, like especially in the winter, and there used to be loads of birds perched on each floodlight, loads of them, hundreds of them, right, thousands even. And when the floodlights got turned on, you could hear the power surge. So all of a sudden, you just heard this like, and it went on for about 20 seconds. This hum noise, and all the birds used to just go woof. There was a good cloud of birds. Obviously, they got a shock when they went, not electric shock. They got a fright when it went off. And it's just funny little things like that stick in your head. And the little scoreboard at the Roker end where the bloke used to move the letters. And look in the back of your programs. E was Newcastle against Arsenal or something. It was like
the bloke. So Rosie, can you not remember Roker Park? You'll be too young, are you?
I'm only 30.
So you'll not remember Roker Park then?
No, and I'm actually not from the northeast.
Aye.
But me, the other day, it was the first time I watched the alternative commentary.
Oh,
it was absolutely hilarious. I was in stitches watching it.
Try and get a watch of the Man City quarter-final against Sunderland at Roker Park in '73.
Black and white.
The noise in that game is breathtaking.
Will do.
Try and watch it. They were great nights, weren't they, Cabbie?
Absolutely unbelievable. It's just the whole experience from leaving your house, right? To whatever journey it may be, is completely different to what it is now. It's just like the whole experience.
Yeah, it's more like I class it like going to match now. It's like going to the theatre.
It is, isn't it? It is.
Well, you're sitting in your seat and you've got your own seat, and like them days, it was just amazing. Like
it was. It was really exciting, wasn't it?
The only time you ate peanuts was at the match, wasn't it?
Oh, was I? Well, me and my mates used to go into Argos and get an Argos catalogue and rip them all up and stuff our pockets full. We were like squirrels, hibernating, collecting nuts. Our pockets were bulging and the front of our coats were bulging. Of course, all it was for was when the players came out, you just hurling loads of confetti, you ripped up bits of Argos catalogues in the air.
Yeah.
Aye.
I was wanting updating on the darts.
Go on then, Rosie. What's going on?
Luke Littler is 2 sets up against Michael Van Gerwen.
Bloody hell, I thought it would have been a little bit tighter than that, like, but there's still a long way to go, isn't there?
Yeah.
Aye, but no, I wish I could rewind the clock, Rosie, to go back to Roker Park. Like I say, I could go on and on and on, and I'm not gonna bore your ears off about it. It's just, there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
About that ground, and I used to like when Sunderland played Newcastle, a derby game, and you'd be queuing up outside the Fulwell end because the Mags had the whole of the Roker end. So, and you could just hear the chants from outside the ground. In certain positions, you could see the crowd in the Fulwell end from outside where the paddocks is. And you could just hear the Sunderland fans, with an N and an E and a WC. And the naughty swear word at the end, Castle United. And that used to just echo. And it was really loud, and you used to get your hands, your arms, your hairs used to stand on end, and just hearing that. And as Davey says, the noise from singing, don't ask us how, it was so much louder than the stadium. Like, you wouldn't think it, would you?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like me, they've done the floodlights at the Stadium of Light now. That is fantastic.
Aye, the light show.
Yeah, and just going on a bit about transfer news. Portsmouth, they've signed a player, Atkinson, on loan from Bristol City.
Yeah,
I have there.
Yeah.
And also, we all know, like, Elliot Embleton has gone to my, where I'm living now, Carlisle United on a 3.5-year deal.
Aye, that's a surprise, isn't it?
A lot of Carlisle fans, because they know me up here, have been messaging me, Stu, what's Embleton like? Oh. And I just thought, well, I thought he was class for Sunderland. I mean, obviously, he's known for that goal at Wembley.
Yeah, Embleton's a really good player. Just he had no luck. He's had no luck with injuries all his career.
No, I know. And of course, didn't he break his leg when he got sent off? And he didn't get a look in at Blackpool, should I say? He didn't get a start. But I'll keep an eye on.
He's not a type of player, is he?
No, because Carlisle are really, really struggling. I mean, they were 2-1 up in the 91st minute against Crewe away, and they lost 3-2.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on Embleton, see how he does. I've got to catch up on some more chats here.
Yeah, get some.
Sorry if I've missed anybody out. Topsy T was replying to her about me and disposition. He says similar, but I always think back to that team that got walloped at Bolton to keep me balanced. I think he's on about the other thing. Topsy also says, exactly, Davey, the fans need to be more consistent as the atmosphere has fallen off a cliff. Catching up. SJ says, if Mender plays on the wing against Portsmouth, I hope he doesn't go back into his shell, because we all know for definite that's not his position. He compliments Isidore well.
Yeah.
Jim N says, that's it, Cabby, look on the bright side. I don't know what was that about. SJ says, don't want Gelhard back. No. Colin Major says, Cabby, from now on, every game is a cup final. That's what I think.
Yeah.
He says, and a happy new year to you all, he says. SJ says, so we're facing Stoke with 3 different managers, and just bloody typical for them to get Robbins, and we never beat his teams, do we?
No.
That's a good appointment for Stoke, and I think it is a cracking appointment for Stoke. Robbins, I should never.
It is. He sorted them out, wouldn't he?
He should never have been sacked from Coventry, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Gets him in the playoff final, and they're sacking him the next season.
No.
Then he's better off now, are they, when he's gone?
Oh no, definitely better off.
So was that announcement made that he was the manager of Stoke? Because I've actually not seen anything.
No, they're a funny team, Stoke, aren't they? They've gone, like us, they've gone through some managers, crikey. Jim N says, credit to Lebris for doubling down and playing Mender. He says it will have given him a massive boost. SJ says, I've never been to Roker Park, too young. SJ says, did they also leave Roker Park 15 minutes early to beat the traffic? I cannot remember leaving early.
We had cars them days.
We are everybody, as far as I'm concerned. All walked
Got the
back
bus.
to walked. I got the bus.
Aye, nobody had a car, did they? Nobody took a car to the match them days.
Yeah, Roker Park was great, says John Smile. Peanuts, a tenner a bag.
Aye. You could be standing 20 rows back and he used to chuck them at you to catch.
Aye. But I always Roker Park from the central bus station. I mean, how many miles would it have been? 3 miles, something like that. But it was great because just about everybody walked. So the thousands of us were just walking back, and it was great. And we used to always go through the bridges because we didn't have mobile phones then, and you'd going through like the Dixon's electrical store and things like that, and you'd be seeing the final score and the results coming in. So there'd be crowds around the TV shops, everybody getting what the other scores were.
I watching on the little video printers.
The video printers, aye. Can you remember the Pink Echo as well, Davey?
Yeah, the Pink House, I love that. You used to be waiting for it coming out about 5, 5:45, didn't you?
Aye. We had a newspaper every match day called The Pink, and it was called The Pink because it literally was a pink coloured newspaper. Don't ask us why they had that, but there was something about it, wasn't there?
Aye. Now the little man on the front Argos where he was cheering when they won, crossing his arms if they drew, and the sad face if they lost.
Aye, it was a great paper. Went into depth. It was a great read. I do miss it. Stephen Taylor says the best I can remember about Roker Park was standing on the backboards at the back of the Fulwell end. And
the wooden backboards, eh?
Aye, the wooden backboards at the back. He says, and you had some fans to the left of the Fulwell end, and away fans to the right of the Fulwell end.
Aye.
He says, SJ says, did you used to have a barrow as a transport and wear a flat cap, John? Probably some did. Pixelrich, hello Pixel, Sonny, alright. He says, just got here, folks. Memories of Roker Park, you've got loads. Look, we could have a 3-hour show and just talk about Roker Park.
Definitely. We'll have to have a show on Roker Park, eh?
A Roker Park special, absolutely. Don't know where to start. Dougie says he started in the Fulwell, the clock stand paddocks. Colin Ray just says you couldn't beat the Roker Raw. Even from my house at General Havelock Road at Ford Estate, if the wind was blowing in the right direction, you could hear the roar from my house, and that must have been about 7 mile away, if not more.
Jesus,
and you could hear it because my bedroom window, you could see for miles. You could see all the cranes and everything, and right on the corner, you could see the floodlights. You could always see when there was a match on, and every now and again, you could hear the cheers. Good memories, man. Pixel says it was the tin roof on the Fulwell end that created the acoustics, and that no sound like it.
That's right.
Dougie says one of my favourite games was Southend away. My mate and me kept Malcolm Crosby's Red and White Army going for 20 minutes. I remember singing Dennis Smith's Red and White Army for nearly half an hour. And it wasn't just the corner of the Fulwell end. It was literally the whole of Roker Park was just singing like Dennis Smith's Red and White Army, Dennis Smith. Or sometimes the stands would take turns singing it. It was like, and it just went on. It was brilliant, man. Billy Harrison, good evening. Sorry, Rosie, what were you saying?
So in the press conference today, Regis Lebris was asked about signings for the January transfer window. He said whether there is anything particular halting money signings taking place, to which he said you can have a very talented player sign, but if it doesn't fit with what we are and what we want to do together, it won't work. It's still a gamble to sign a player in January, because if you don't train, you don't play with the team, you don't know what will happen. Exactly, so it's a very important part of the assessment.
It is a big gamble, of course it is. I do think we definitely need an experienced striker, though. I do think we need something. We've got to, because I mean, if
Connolly doesn't seem to have worked out, does it?
No. Nice bloke, Connolly, but I didn't think he cuts the mustard as far as I'm concerned for what Sunderland want anyway. I didn't think he's got it. And as Davey says, when you see him coming on as a sub, he looks like 2 stone our weight, doesn't he? 2 or 3 stone our weight.
He doesn't look like one of them a Sunderland player, does he?
He doesn't look like a slim Isidore, so like he's Grease lightning when he runs. Billy Harrison, hello Billy. He says, do you think the Portsmouth game will get cancelled due to the weather? Because we're forecast up to 40 centimetres of snow Saturday.
Right, that's the problem, isn't it?
The multi-million-pound undersoil heating, but it's not just that. It's the.
No, it's not the pitch. The pitch will be playable. It's the people getting there.
It's the people getting there, isn't it? So that is a good
Especially
point.
when they're in Portsmouth and all, they'll have to make an early decision, won't they?
They will do. But yeah, it's a good point, Billy. I mean, it could be. We'll have to keep an eye. If it's right what they say with the snow that we're going to get, then we are in for quite a dusting. For Saturday and Sunday, according to the weather. Any update on the darts, Rosie?
Luke Littler's gone 3-0 up.
He's gone 3-0 up. Jesus.
He's exceptional, that kid, isn't he?
And what's he in the legs in the fourth set? What's he scoring?
It's 2-0 to Littler.
Oh God!
My God! I tell you one thing. I'll be surprised if this carries on, because I think
because it's first to 7 sets.
Yeah.
And like Luke is only 17 and he's just fantastic.
Well, Van Gerwen's a machine, mind. He is a machine. I'll be surprised if he walks this final. Like, but there's a long way to go yet. Colin Major says, brings tears to my eyes talking about Roker Park. John Smiles says, I used to love the Roker end, but had my little brother with me, and got his first game, had to take him in the clock stand for the Man City Cup game. Well, that would have been mad, that. And SJ says, yes, well, it won't be the pitch, Billy. If it does, it'll be down to health and safety concerns around and inside the ground. Yeah, of course it does. Pixel says, I used to deliver the pink on a Saturday night when I was at the Echo. Fantastic. Topsy T says, love Roker Park, mate. Always sticks in my mind as a band, about 7-year-old. My first game, we lost 1-0 against Swindon Town. Absolutely hooked from then and loved it even though we lost. Mackham on a mission says, my father used to kick me under the turnstiles so he didn't have to pay.
Aye.
Stephen Taylor says, bring on the Roker Park special show, all the memories. Well, we'll definitely do it. We will.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Dougie Stewart says, after the games at Roker, he says, used to go to the Seaburn station in time for the sports report start and then back to Newcastle for the bus home to Amble. And Colin Major says, if you were not at the game, you certainly knew when we scored. John Smiles says, does Dave remember the clicky? He says, and the Watchman that had a chain that used to rattle your knuckles if you tried to climb in. What's he on about there, Davey? Is John?
I don't know. I never tried to climb in.
He's on about something. God, it's nearly it's 57 minutes to already.
I know. We'll have to get some score lines on.
Right, everybody in the chat, what's your prediction for the Portsmouth scores? And Rosie, I'm going to start with you. What do you reckon your prediction's going to be for Portsmouth?
I'm going to predict a 3-1 win.
You're going to predict confident 3-1 win. Davey?
I go 2-0. And I think we'll have Job and 09.
I heard somebody on Total Sports say 4-0. I was thinking about that, but I'm still being cautious because of the fact we've got so many injuries. I'm gonna go on one less. I'm gonna go on 3-0. I'm gonna go Mayenda and Isidore to bag a couple.
Aye, good.
Steve Taylor says he's going for 3-0. Topsy says, oh man, forgot about the Sports Echo, man. Used to love running to the paper shop to get me Grander one. He says, SJ says, Hopefully 2-0 win. He says, but it'll be tougher than people are thinking. Of course it will. Every game is tough in this league, isn't it? Dougie says, "We'll stick my head out," and he's gone for a 4-1 win. Bloody hell. Colin Major says 3-0 on Sunday. Yeah, of course. If people didn't remember, it's another Sunday kickoff.
Yeah.
3 p.m. It is 3 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
3 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah.
Carry on, Rosie. Sorry.
From Sky.
Just the previous meetings, when we played Portsmouth on the 31st of August 2024, we beat them 3-1.
Yeah.
Match back, Sunderland have won 3 of their last 4 league meetings with Portsmouth in League One and could complete a double over Pompey for the first time since the 1997 to 98 campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Madness. There's still a bit of rivalry with Portsmouth, isn't there? Topsy T says, "I agree with Rosie, 3-1, Neil, Meander and Roberts." John Smile says, "There was out turnstiles that had a bar missing where people tried to climb in at Roker Park." That's what he's on about. Well, that's come to the end of the show. I've enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, very good.
Dog walking time.
Good weekend.
Absolutely. Is it doggy walking time, Davey?
Yeah, another 3 points in the bag.
Oh, I'll take that all night long. Thanks, Rosie, for coming along tonight.
Ta-da!
All right. Good night. Catch you later, Rosie.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
Luke Littler's gone 4-0 up.
He hasn't. Oh my God, that's mental.
There's only three sets left.
It would be incredible if he wins 7-0. I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Rosie, thanks for coming on. You're a star, pet. Thank you.
All right.
See you later, pet.
See you later.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
And thanks everybody for tuning in as usual. We enjoy all your guys' company. And I know the darters on as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And stay tuned for more videos. And of course, we'll do the watch along and live match commentary Sunday 3 o'clock kickoff. So enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Take care. Love yous all. We'll see you soon.